Hello, friends. It's your girl E, your favorite purple haired notary. I feel like my last videos, the last time I was here, I was very pink, it's faded, it's blonde. But your girl is back. Sometimes you need a hiatus. I don't know how people just like go, like with social media. With like working, I'll do that all day. Social media is just work that I often need a break from. I don't know about you, but just me. So you have to interact with people, right? Like I have to do it in real life and online. Anywho, I digress. Welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you are here. I know I have a few new followers since the last time I've been on here. Shout out to you guys. Thank you. And I hope you're here to, hope you like the content. I hope you like what you see here. But let's get into it. So if you don't know, I've been a loan signing agent for the last 5 years. I just renewed my notary commission. I have a short on it somewhere that I renewed my commission. So I'm, 5 years in the game, and cheers to another 5 years. That's really exciting. But my niche, my specialty, where I chose to like focus all my marketing efforts, all of, networking, things like that, has been real estate. So loan closings, that has been my specialty. I do everything else under the sun. I've done all of them. I've done estate plannings, I've done I-9s, divorce documents. I've done a couple of apostilles, maybe like 6. It's definitely under the double digits. I'd like to do that a little bit more, a lot of bit more actually. But I do it all. However, like I said, that's where I focus my marketing efforts, and focus on those relationships and building those real estate relationships for real estate. So my background, my whole identity as a notary has been loan signing. So I'm saying all that to say I know a thing or two, and I'm also a real estate agent. So 3 reasons why you shouldn't be a loan signing agent. And I'm just saying, really, like, don't focus on that as your specialty. Like, that's what I did. I love it. I love being a loan signing agent. However, since I have dabbled into the other niches, my people, you can just make more money less time in those other things. All right, so my first reason is the startup cost. I speak about this all the time. I was blessed enough to receive those stimulus checks back in 2020. I was a teacher. That's what I did before I became a loan signing agent. And your girl, what I decided to do with my stimmy was start my notary business. So I didn't realize like how expensive it was, because I was working then, right? So I had my full-time income, had the stimmy, became a notary, and I was doing that like after work, things like that. We were working from home, so I'll do closings before work, lunchtime, stuff like that if they were close by. I did things like that. So like and then like today in 2025, it still costs so much. It's like inflation, it costs so much more. A printer that I bought at like $250 in 2020 now costs like $500. It's double the price now. So the startup cost today is even more. And then what else? So you have your printer, right? So starting up, getting that, it comes with a toner, but that toner doesn't last that long. So immediately, if you're getting assignments, you're going to have to buy toner real quick. And baby, it's not cheap. Paper also isn't cheap anymore. I used to get the box for $25. I used to get the joint from Walmart. I need to see now, is it cheaper again? Like, I don't know. I used to pay $25 a box, but now I use Quill, and I think I'm a part of their like rewards program, and I think I get it for cheaper on Quill. So that's where I currently buy paper, but I'm also on net 30 for Quill, so that works for me. If money's a little tight, I just get that net 30 and pay it in 30 days. But if you don't have that, obviously that's not a luxury that you would have, and you have to pay that bread. When I look at paper sometimes is like for a box a carton, I don't know if that's what you call it, but for a box of paper. So that's 10 reams, 10 packages of paper. If you don't know what reams are, it can be any like $50, right? I feel like I've seen on the more expensive side. I was just at Staples the other day, kind of like pricing out paper or whatever, and I think it was like $50. I'm like, wow, that's expensive. And depending on your volume, you're buying that quite often. I might buy a box like every month and a half, but the title company I work with, generally the packages aren't that big. So, and I don't have to print doubles. So that's why I don't have to print that often. I think that if I did, I would use them at least like my box like once a month. Once I use signing services, that's the only time I have to print like the signer copy. But when I'm working with my direct, I don't have to pick the signer copy because they get the scan straight from me, or, you know, they're on the email thread with the attorneys, and so they receive that scan right there after I do it. So I don't need to print that extra. What else we have? I got my little notes here. And then, of course, your car maintenance, all those things. If you're a mobile notary anyway, that's going to be a part of it. So I'm not using that. So just the startup cost for being a loan signing agent, your scanner, your printer, paper, toner, those things are also like upkeep. So if, you know, you're not trying to be Amazon or Quill's best friend, like repeat purchases, there's not a lot of repeat purchases, I feel like, I mean, other than like beauty products that I have in my life, other than paper and toner. I'm always buying paper and toner. I just had to re-up. I have to re-up on shipping supplies, but that's free, so don't worry about it. And then if you have two, because in your volume, you have a lot of things going on now in life, so you need to have a printer in the car. I just did that. I just got one. So that's an additional cost. That's also additional. The paper might be the same as far as the usage, but that's an additional toner now that I have to buy when that runs out. So just think about those costs. Like when people are often thinking about starting a business, they're looking at most of the time you're looking at having like low startup costs, and it's one of the lowest, but it's even lower if that's not something that you want to be focused on, right? And so, you know, I'll keep rambling, I'll go all day about this, but number two is that your schedule is not really yours. So let me set the scene for you real quick. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. You got a rocking day with closings, back-to-back closings, and you might have docs ready for one, but let's say it's the first appointment of the day and you don't have your closing. This actually happened to me this past Friday. I had 2 closings that day, started at 10, and everything is done. And I knew it was done because I knew almost the whole transaction, like everyone who's a part of the transaction except the lender. Everyone else, I knew it should happen. This was scheduled for 2 weeks. So those people who act like things just get done, I've met some notaries who try to be like, nah, like it depends on your relationship with who. Maybe the lender, but not title. This was scheduled for like 2 weeks, and it took forever to happen because we were waiting for the lender, and no one really knew why we didn't get answers, but I digress. The closing is finally happening. Like, I love working with an attorney. It's my title company, so I made sure I was keeping room on the calendar for that closing. The documents didn't come in until 10 o'clock, maybe like 10:05. The signing was scheduled for 10:05. The office in which we were closing did not have, they ran out of toner, so there was no printer. Thank goodness I recently just bought one. And so I got my little wagon. I will probably insert that photo somewhere here. I have a little wagon, and I put like all of my things in there, my scanner, my printer, brought it upstairs to the office, printed. By the time we started the closing, 10:30. So now we're already 30 minutes late. And I scheduled my next signing to have ample time to get to it. Did I think that the documents were going to be ready? No, because again, I'm following the transaction. I knew when the appraisal came in, it came in a week prior. I'm not sure why docs weren't ready until the morning of. You legit had 4 days to get them done. Again, I digress. I don't know. If you're a lender out there, let me know why that happens. I really need answers. If you are a mortgage lender, I would love to know why. I know there's so many things and so many moving parts in real estate, but that is one I need answers. I don't have like a lot of like lender buddies that I am connected with on the like a transaction to know how certain things work. So let me know. A lender that I do like to work with, I don't need to ask because docs be ready on time. It be ready night before. I have them printed, ready to go. No issues. Always picking up the phone. Late funded. Shout out to Will Casadilla with guaranteed rate. But anywho, aside from that, I need to know. Somebody let me know. Let me know. That's something that I'm like really holding on to as a signing agent. But that took really long. It took really long to finish that closing because of all of the last minute things, and things were done incorrectly. And we know that happens when we rush, right? Like that's even why as loan signing agents, we're like triple check, take your time, because it just ruins the whole experience. Like, so that closing took forever for no reason to me, aside from things were late and things were messed up that had to be reprinted. So of course the buyers have to reread it again. It was a whole thing. I then was an hour late to my following closing because of that. Waiting for funding, all of those things. So that's, your schedule is not your schedule. I was like, my day is set up perfectly. I'm 30 minutes away. I'll be done by 11:30. I'll probably get the okay, funded, because, your girl is pretty good about like not missing things, or it's something that's easily like fixed because we're still here. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm going to go have lunch before my next signing. That didn't happen. Didn't happen at all. I had to print for my next signing while I was in the middle of sending back documents for my other one. That day was a whole mess. So where I thought I would have been done for the day at 2, I was actually done for the day because that was like a whole reverse mortgage thing. So I'm also not in control of that. Reverse mortgages, the signers are often elderly, so that took a while. I wasn't done with my day until like 4, maybe like 3:30 or something like that. Because I know I ate and I grabbed a drink after that. Like, I needed it. So your time isn't yours. Plans may have to be canceled. Things may have to be rescheduled. If you have another signing, it may be reassigned, or now you have to push that one back, and it pushes back your whole day. So as a loan signing agent, your time does not belong to you. And I know when we become entrepreneurs and we work for ourselves, we want our time to belong to us. And in real estate, it does not. Whether you're an agent, whatever part of the transaction you are on, your time does not belong to you. It doesn't. So if that's not something that you're looking for, that's another reason why you shouldn't be, or focus that as like your main specialty. Your time does not belong to you. The third reason, number 3, I may pop up with a bonus, but the third reason, and this is the biggest reason, this is why I've been wanting to make this video, because I also do offer the other specialties, because I'm not gonna let money fall off the table. I also provide all the other things. I just haven't focused as far as like marketing, like the same way where I have the consistent real estate loan signings, right? I can have estate plans, apostilles. So that's something where I'm shifting currently. But this one may hurt. It's true, but like it's, one second. And all right, the third reason, although I still do loan signings, like I'm not giving it up. Like that's who I've been. I may want to lean more into referring other notaries. So if you're a notary in Jersey, specifically North Jersey, let me know. Slide into my DMs. I'm looking for contractors so that I can focus on other niches. But because I do offer like all of the other notary services, I-9 verifications, fingerprinting, estate plans, divorce, I do it all. I've done it all. And that's how I know I've made the same money, and oftentimes more money in less time. And in that reality, my time now does belong to me. I will go, like, the most is an hour. I did a notary appointment the other day, and I did a notary appointment the other day. The area that I service, because I used to live in Jersey City, now I live in Bayonne, so I live a bit further out from Jersey City, but I service Jersey City. Downtown Jersey City, Hoboken specifically, is where I service. And it took me like 15-20 minutes to get there. By the time they got downstairs, writing their IDs, because I looked at my phone. I'm always like double checking the date. Even though I know what the date is, I'll still look at it while I'm writing it down. I looked at it. From beginning to end, my time with the signer was 2 minutes. So if I did a notary appointment down the block, I would have been paid $125 for 2 minutes. If I just walked down the block, imagine that. Literally never in the closing. I would spend 4 hours sometimes, whether that be traffic, waiting for funding, XYZ, and when it looks like time, effort, not even including gas, just my time, I'm making $50 an hour. Don't make me take out the gas, because then I'm going to be tight. Is $50 an hour awful? Absolutely not, because I'm also a realtor, so I know people aren't even making $50 an hour. So I'm not coming for it, right? I'm not trying to jack it, knock it, none of it, because I've been doing this for the last 5 years. However, I'll take $125 in 5 minutes. But really, if we're going and coming, going to the appointment, doing the appointment, and going back home, because that was one where it was straight back home, that was $125 an hour. I think that sounds better than $50 an hour, right? Because when my loan signings are like quick, which they often aren't, sure, that's great. It would feel like $250 and up an hour, but that's not ideally like how it really goes. For a refi, sure. For a seller's package, sure. There's not too many errors and things going on in that, but not a purchase. There's too much drama, too much things that are unpredictable. But yeah. And there's less printing. I do offer printing because I have the printer, right? Like, do you need it? And also because I do charge a premium price. If it's like 1 or 2 pages, I'm not charging them for it. If it's something aggressive, I'll charge for the printing. But more often than not, when I print for my incoming calls, it's only been like 1 to 2 pages. They've really appreciated it. They often tell me that I'm not charging enough. So when people tell me I charge too much, my clients think that the ones who actually use my services, book me, don't question how much I charge. That's why they are my clients, because they don't think I'm charging enough for the type of services that I am providing. But yeah, there's no printing. Oh, and the best part about all like working in other specialties in notary, you're paid right there. I ain't paid on the spot. I take my little phone. They tap to pay on my phone. I feel like I got a card sitting right here for dramatic effect. This thing, and I'm paid. Loan closings, I have to wait. Matter of fact, I have a few invoices I have to check on right now that are overdue, that I've been waiting for since last month. I think I might have a few from March. I don't like having to chase my money. But I understood that's what I was walking into. I knew all of these things up front before I got into the business. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it like I'm shocked. I knew what was up. But when you experience other luxuries, you don't want to go back to that life. Am I right? Like, you know what I mean? So experiencing people paying me before I even step out my door. Once I got my website set up, and once I got certain things like, automated, and people pay me before I even walk outside, you want to go back to chasing checks? No. So if you're an aspiring notary out here in these streets, if that's you, or you are a notary, not sure what to do with it, whatever the case may be, wherever you are in your phase, I think, morely in the beginning, but wherever, again, wherever you're at, you're thinking about like hopping into loan signings, save your time, save your energy. I'm not saying don't add the specialty, because I think it's a great specialty to build connections, XYZ, but like less stress. Like, again, I'm also a realtor, so I'm involved in other parts of the transaction as a real estate agent. and also being the notary and knowing people in the transaction. It's a lot going on behind the scenes. So much. Real estate is high. It's like, it's high stress. All the other niches, at least in my experience thus far, if you've had like any other like high pressure situations as a notary that's not real estate related, let me know. But for me, all the other like niches and specialties that I have worked on thus far, way less stressful than real estate. Way less work, right? So don't believe the hype. Don't get gassed with, making 250 an hour. Yes, it can be like that sometimes, but that's the majority of the time, that's not how it's working. No, I may have, if I have 99 closings, it's going to be 80 worth of stress and like 10 that like took me an hour. So no, don't fall into the hype. Again, if you want to do it, do it. I love being a part of it. Like closing day, sometimes they can be so special to the families who are buying their home. I meet sellers all the time. A seller that I recently met, right? Like he was retiring. He was going to go back to DR, take his breath from selling the house, go back and just like chill, right? Get to retire. I love like hearing the stories of, where people are at and what they're doing. I think real estate is phenomenal in doing that. But take it from me, don't get gassed, don't fall into the trap. Again, add it slowly, learn it slowly. You can focus on other specialties and make bread while you're studying to learn closings and getting there and XYZ. Just get your name out there just as doing notary work. Trust me, don't fall into the hype. Please trust your purple hair girly. Don't do it. Don't get yourself trapped in this world. I know you're not going to listen and still do it anyway. It's cool. I get it. It happens. But you can't say that you were warned. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, share with your notary friends. Let me know your thoughts if you're a seasoned notary. If you're also a loan signing agent, do you disagree with me? Let me know. Please let me know in the chat. Follow me on all socials. I am Notable Moments across most social platforms, your Instagram, TikTok. I do have like a business Facebook, but yeah, whatever it is, it'll probably be Notable Moments. Follow me. Thanks for listening. Bye.